Yo guys, what is going on? NumbNexus here, bring you guys another Wi-Fi battle. This battle was live, but I lost it and it was way too long. It was around almost an hour, so I couldn't do that. So let's start with it. Question of the day is, who's your favorite dragon type Pokemon? Make sure to answer that down below. I'd love to hear it. Mine is Salamence. And if we can just video up to 300 likes, that'd be phenomenal. We blew away 20k overnight. Unfortunately, I got it at 20,003 when I woke up, but 20k, that is nuts, and I will definitely make a special for that. I'm touched. It's probably not going to be something huge, but it'll be definitely something. And we have this ooberz battle against my good pal Callum, HoodlumScrafty. You guys don't all know him? Probably should, first off, and his link is down in the description if you want to know him. He does like let's plays, he does Wi-Fi's if you're here and there. He's a pretty cool guy. Now we decided to have an ooberz match because me and him have like little to no knowledge in ooberz, and we just like threw some guys together. Both of our teams are not even that great. We threw some guys together that we thought that could work out with synergy, and yeah, Callum's team having much more bigger threats than mine, but I did kind of expect him to lead off with the Groudon, so I'm going to lead off with my Genesect just to get that U-turn initiative on whatever he wants to come out into, because the Ice Beam is very obvious and he could easily come out into his Blaziken. And yeah, I'm actually not even Choice Scarfed, I'm Choice Banded, and this entire time he thought that I was Choice Scarf. But the biggest turning point is right here. I go for the Fire Blast on the Genesect, and he expected me to be not Choice Scarfed. He was a Choice Scarf. That's the only reason why he stayed in, and he wanted to get off a U-turn to get a powerful hit off, or I think he might have just want to go for the Thunderbolt, or just to get damage and then die off or something. I don't know. He probably wanted to U-turn, but he now comes down to the Zekrom, which does resist my Fire Blast even in the sun. I'm gonna get out of here and go out to my Giratina, who I know cannot appreciate the Dragon move. He's doing way too much damage. He's a Choice Banded Zekrom. I am physically defensive, impish nature, so I at least thought that'd be a 3 KO, but I completely like forgot the power of Zekrom and ignored the police sirens. I gangbanged somebody. I Jake. It's a snazzy word for JK, Jake. But I'm gonna come out to my Palkia here, alright? Back into the Wi-Fi. Come out to my Palkia here to scare him out with the Dragon move. But I was gonna go for it regardless, and whoever he brought out, Steel type is gone. So I was gonna go for it regardless, and if he came out to the Lugia, I could break the multi-scale. So I'm fine with that. I'm now going to come out to my Genesect because I know Lugia can't do anything at all to Genesect, and me and Lugia have a throwback history. You guys are going to later see in this Wi-Fi battle that me and Lugia have a throwback history. But he brings out the Groudon, kind of obvious, so I'm going to U-turn. There's no reason for me to go for the Ice Beam or anything. I was going to go for the U-turn. The thing is, I don't even carry Ice Beam. I'm Choice Banded. I'm all physical, so I don't even carry that. I'm going to pop out now into my Kyogre though, because I am physically defensive, max HP, max defense, bold nature. I should be able to take any hit that he wants to give me, and I can set up as a Calm Mind, be able to do some stuff. But I make a huge mistake here. I was gonna go for the Ice Beam, expecting him to come out into a Zekrom just to get the pressure on me, but I instead go for the Calm Mind, expecting him to go for the Thunder Wave, expecting my Genesect to come back out. With the rain now being up, I could get off an Ice Beam and it'd do decent damage, or it'd be now for sure Oko, but that doesn't end up happening, and I didn't even carry the Ice Beam. I just tried to bluff it the entire time, and that ended up causing my Kyogre to go down. Never even got to use Quench. That's really unfortunate. But I come up to my Schlong now, and I'm gonna fear him out with the Spatial Rend again. That Lugia is very obvious, and I know that he wants me to expect that going on to my Genesect. That's what he told me he expected. But I'm going to stay in here regardless of the Lugia coming out, because it's still going to do a lot of damage to the Lugia. It's still going to do a lot of damage to the point where his multi-scale will not be around. That's what I mean by a lot of damage. It will do no damage at all whatsoever if we're talking about like calc-wise. But, you know, that I get the nice clean attack boost, so I'm going to U-turn on the Earth. I'm loving that name, Cal. I'm loving that name. But I'm gonna U-turn on the Earth to get that initiative as well as the damage. But he double switches there, expecting my Genesect, which is a really good play. Calm is making some plays, man. But I gotta get out of here because I'm really being feared out right now by the Fire Punch. But he ends up going for the rocks. Now, looking that up, I figured out that he was all, I didn't even look it up. I just assumed that he was all like physically defensive, so I didn't think that he had any attacking move besides maybe Earthquake now for stab. But I'm gonna go for the Spatial Rend regardless. I know that he does not want to sack it off just quite yet because I have a Mega Kangaskhan, and I know he wants to at least roar or T-Wave me or something like that. I know that's what Groudon usually does, so I think he wants to do that. But I am going to come out to my Kangaskhan now just to get pressure on him because I'm really getting tired of this thing, man. It's way too bulky as he goes for the Whirlwind there, and I'm going to get Whirlwinded onto my Genesect. I was praying to God while the battle was happening. In my live narration, which has disappeared, but I prayed to God that he would never Whirlwind me out into the Chansey. That's an easy setup fodder for the Blazikens. I really did not want that to happen, but the switch is highly obvious. I'm gonna get the U-turn out of here. I keep getting the attack boost. It's stab. I'm adamant. It's choice banded. That's going to be doing a lot of damage. So it doesn't quite kill it yet. So I'm gonna come out to Mommy here, and we're gonna go for the double fake out, and hopefully from that range, a double fake out will be able to take it out because I am not adamant because I have the power punch to raise my attack. I see no reason to run adamant. I ran Jolly instead, and that ended up coming to play here because he's gonna end up living the fake out with literally, I think that's 2-3 HP. I don't think it's one would be a little smaller, but literally with the smallest sliver. And I know that he's gonna probably expect me to go for the sucker punch, so I'm gonna go for the power up punch here, expecting to switch out into anybody right now, maybe even the Shaman Sky. But that doesn't end up happening. As he comes up to his Lugia, that thing swallows its hits. Now I don't know if Pokebang, correct me if I'm wrong, or somebody let me know this. Does Pokebang transfer over when you do max happiness? Because that return did pitiful damage. That was a pathetic excuse for a return for a Pokemon that got banned into ooberz. That did no damage at all. So if you guys could let me know that. I never quite looked it up myself. I was going to, but it just, you know, it never really came to mind. But it comes out to the Lugia, very, very bulky. I cannot do shit to this Lugia. I nearly missed the KO. Oh my god, Lugia. And I was so pissed because I'm like, yeah, he's gonna go for the roost, isn't he? And then hell yeah, he goes for the roost. Ooh, god. That irritated the crap out of me. I can't do anything to that Lugia. It's way too bulky. So the plan here is to try and get a Toxic off because he doesn't have that Genesect anymore. I can hit a Toxic off on just about anybody. He comes out to the Blaziken here as he did not expect that. He expected me to go maybe, I think, for the Seismic Toss, or maybe he expected me to come onto my Genesect, either of the two. But he's gonna Mega Evolve here. Mega Blaziken is here. The big threat, the big man, the big Mancho goes for the knockoff, and I was really wondering why does it carry knockoff, but turns out that's actually a pretty common set. Knockoff, low kick, I think SD and Flare Blitz. One of those, I don't know. I just know knockoff and low kick is like actually standard now on Mega Blaziken. So that's a thing. I'm gonna go for the Seismic Toss here. Or no, I should have gone for the Seismic Toss here, but I expected him. Or no, I do. Okay, never mind. I do. Literally, I was gonna sack it, so I don't know why he switched out. I was about to sack it, but I'm guessing he switched out to try and not make the Toxic roll off. That way he can live just a little bit longer. So that was a pretty good play. He goes for the low kick there. Doesn't even look like low kick. That animation for low kick is ass. This should have done at least a little better. But that's gonna be able to take out my Chansey. Now my entire wall core is gone. If I let this thing proceed to live, I will lose this game. There will be bodies of all my Pokemon on the ground. Their heads will be chopped off, and I can't have that happening. But again, Mega Kangaskhan doesn't just quite do it. I need to run Adamant. Why am I running Jolly? Look at that. The Mega Blaziken even lived. I don't know how bulky he is, but he lived. Now I did expect him here to go for the Seed Flare, but I knew that he'd get a flinch with the air slash. I'm gonna go for the Sucker Punch here, trying to get damage off on the Shaman to the point where I can take it out with my Spatial Rend for my Palkia and not have to worry about either me living or getting flinched out. So, or him like living and getting the Seed Flare off on me, or going for the Substitute, then the Leech Seed. I don't know if he's sub-Leech Seed, but he seems to be Life Orb, so he might be having Hidden Power Fire with the Sun Team. And then the last move might be Earth Power. So I think that's his moveset. But I'm going to go for the Spatial Rend here regardless. Now what I should have done is gone for the double switch out here into my Genesect. Because right now, I think we're at the turning point where we only have both 2 Pokemon each left. And it's just like this bulky piece of crap and then his mascot, Shiny Shaman TV. Throwback. But I keep getting the attack raised because I know that Lugia has a higher special defense and physical defense, so that really works out for me. Now, he's almost at max HP. He's not quite at max HP. My plan here is to try and get a flinch. I got a crit instead, which I'm fine with, and I kind of thought that he'd get the freeze here. Thankfully, he didn't. But if you guys remember, here's what's going to be throwback. If you guys remember from Nappy's first Pokemon tournament, the one that I won in, and a lot of people started hating me for that. What I did, it was an ooberz match, and I had this Lugia, exact same set, exact same spread. I had this Lugia right here, and I stalled out Nick. It was me and Nick in the semifinals, and I moved on, and I stalled out Nick to the point where I stalled out like two or three of his Pokemon. I toxic stalled the crap out of them, and then I whirlwind got rocks damage and everybody else because Lugia is way too bulky, man. Lugia is way too freaking bulky. Good lord, he is a killer whale, man. I love how he's flying and flapping his wings too. I really love how he's doing that. But here I get the flinch, and I was praising with joy. That mattered so much because I probably would have ran out. Or that's the question. I would have ran out. I would have eventually gotten a crit, but I would have ran out. So I actually switch out here, and I'm gonna expect him to go for the Seed Flare. I expected him to go for the Hidden Power Fire, so I come out into my Palkia here to time for resist that. Even in the sun, I should be okay. As he goes for the Air Slash instead, it does a decent amount of damage, and that's going to be good game with the Spatial Rend. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to check out Callum's channel, answer the question of the day. Let's try and get this video up to 300 likes, and again, I can't thank you guys more than enough for hitting 20k. You guys are like all amazing. Keep bleezes in your heart, stay clean with soap. There will be a special tomorrow. I know that I said Breaking Wi-Fi is now on Fridays, but Breaking Wi-Fi will not be out tomorrow. There's going to be a special instead. Look out for that and more anime content because you guys really love that top 10. But I am NumbNexus, and have a nice day. Goodbye. Pip pip cheerio.
They be fine as a motherfucker. Anime puss. Yeah, you know I stay thinking about that anime puss. I'ma fly to Japan and get some anime puss. Yeah, anime, yeah, anime, yeah. I wanna fuck Mama cause she got some big titties. Ash must be gay because he never